the oversway. This figure commences diagonal center, quick, quick, slow, slow, and finishes pointing diagonal wall. We'll try that again. Again, this figure begins diagonal center, quick, quick, slow, slow, and finishes pointing diagonal wall. And now for the man's timing and alignments. We begin this figure facing diagonal center, quick, quick, slow, slow, and we finish pointing diagonal wall. And now for the man's foot positions. Left foot forward in CBMP, right foot to the side and slightly back, left shoulder leading, turning sideways, flexing down into the knees for our oversway. And from a different angle, left foot forward in CBMP, right foot to the side and slightly back, left shoulder leading, turning to a sideward position, flexing down through the knees, going into our oversway. And now for your footwork. Heel, ball heel, inside edge of ball heel, pressure on the toe of the right foot.
And now for the ladies' timing and alignment. This figure, ladies, will commence backing diagonal center. Quick, quick, slow, slow, and finish facing diagonal center against the line of dance. And now for the foot positions. Right foot back in CBMP, left foot closes to right foot forward, finishing sideways, knees flex, and my position is then held. And now from a different angle. Right foot back in CBMP, left foot closes to right foot forward, finishing sideways, knees flex, and my position is held. And now for the footwork. We have ball heel, whole foot. Ball heel, turning with inside pressure on the toe of left foot.
And now for the technique in this figure. So starting with the men, I want you to stand on your right foot with your left foot free. I want you to compress down through your right shoulder, hip and foot, creating a range of motion turning to the left. It's important that we signal that it's a left turn to the ladies, and of course this action will place her to the inside of turn. Now this next action on the second step to the side and slightly back, what I want you to do without rising through the legs, I want you to stretch through a diagonal with the abdominal muscles and take your head through a diagonal. We have quick, quick. I'd like an angle here so that as you step back on your left foot, you have a left shoulder lead. If you can see this diagonal, this will help use your body and head weight going into the oversway. Plus, it creates a picture before we get to the picture line itself. So this added dynamics will help you lead the lady into the oversway itself. So this would be acceptable, but not as dynamic. Quick, quick, slow. You can see my body's very straight here. I want to create a diagonal stretch leading into the beginning of the oversway so the whole dynamics of the action is much stronger, and of course it looks better as well. So from the first to second steps, from left to right, you use your range of motion. I want you to stretch through a diagonal, through your rib cage, without coming out of the legs. Maintain that angle as you step back on your left foot with your left shoulder leading. Now from this position, I'll change weight. My foot swivels side as I transfer weight to the foot. Now we are in the oversway itself. So I'm going to turn sideways to the camera here. What I want you to focus in now, gentlemen, is that the first thing we do in the oversway is that we compress our weight. We must connect our weight, flexing down through the knees. Second, we're going to change the angle of our hips, our rib cage, and our head. So we start to sway. We start to sway, and the finishing product is there's a slight rotation to our left. The mistake that a lot of men make going into an oversway is the first thing they do, instead of flexing through the knees, they start rotating the bodies of the lady, and then of course we throw their weight back into the base of their back, and of course it's not particularly comfortable. So it's very important that as you transfer weight, you flex down through the legs, you change your sway, stretching your left side, and then towards the end we add the rotation to our left. So I'll demonstrate that with Heather. So from here, I use my range of motion. I stretch my right side, giving me my left shoulder lead. I get the lady onto her right foot. We swivel the feet sideward. We flex down through the leg. We rotate at the very, very end. And then we want to focus on the oversway, and I'll turn sideways to the camera, of keeping our weight in our own plane of balance. So through this action of the body, try not to lean on your partner or, of course, lean back. So you want to think of your own plane of balance using the actions that I've described, and then we should have a successful oversway.
And now, ladies, for your technique. Now, whenever we have a heel turn straight off from a standing position like this, I want you to feel that you're going to do two things. You're going to prepare in the standing hip joint to allow for the action to take place so that your shoulder weight doesn't feel like it's getting pushed back. So if you prepare in the lower part of the body, that can automatically start to send the right side forward. And then as you go to step back, make sure this right leg curves out of the gentleman's way. So the tracking of this right leg is very, very important, that it can curve out of the way. Now then, when we go into the heel turn itself, if you notice, I'm allowing my right shoulder to relax down. As I do that, I'm thinking of a very, very strong upward leftward stretch. And that will help me to keep my body feeling like it's traveling forward. Most of the time when the ladies do a heel turn, they think of it as a backward step because it's going into a heel turn. So they think about the preparation and then suddenly they think about going backwards. My body never travels backwards, ladies. My feet do and my lower center, but my upper body never, ever, ever feels like it's going backwards. I always feel that my upper body and my arms belong to my partner. So going into the heel turn, I feel forward. And now from here, as Victor does his left side lead, I'm going to dance my body again forward through him, and then develop my foot into a side step. I'm just going to borrow Victor's body for this demonstration. Most of the time, ladies, when you go forward to commence into the oversway, I feel that the preparation of the body can be too early. So when the ladies quite often go into the oversway, they already imagine the shape that is going to be at the end of the oversway. I want you to dance your center and your spine through your right foot and through the man's body as long as possible. So as you go into the oversway, dance through the center, then develop the foot into a side step, and then create your shape. Please do not already anticipate the shape that you will finish in, because the direction of your body is so important that you can dance through his center line. Then once you get there and you create the shape, think simply of stretching your right side through a beautiful arc here, and then allowing your elbows to stay forward, and then take your head back. Please do not think of dancing your hips forward. Take it very, very gradual, ladies, in the beginning. Develop the strength in the legs, develop the abdominal awareness, and then simply allow your head to follow the shape that the gentleman has given you. And that, I feel, is the strongest thing I can say to you for the ladies' technique on this part.